Lord. Jesus Christ almighty.
Man, it's been a fucking minute.
Hell fucking yeah, man. I thought you were dead.
Are you kidding? My fucking job doesn't permit me to be dead yet.
Yeah, they told you they'll pay you only when you actually show up.
Yep, pretty much.
So shit, what's this been like 4 weeks now that you've been straight into working?
Shit, longer than that, man.
God damn, dude. Like every time I sit there and see you pop one, it's like so late at night and I'm like, yeah, I ain't even bothering. I'm going to sleep.
Yeah,
Anyways, yeah,
keeping it, man.
man,
Which is good.
it's been crazy, man. I've been sitting here having to do everything at my job too, so might as well just say I'm doing what you're doing, except for less hours.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude. This week alone, I got like 95 fucking hours in.
Hell no, dude, I can't do that. I mean, shit, the money might be good, but I can't do that.
Yep.
Alrighty.
All right. We're
Yeah,
on our broad radio channel.
stupid flies.
My wife's jealous of you, dude. She thinks I'm gonna marry you.
Hell yeah, there we go. Now
I,
I actually have some money.
I told her.
Oh man, if I even had like a fourth of the money you had, man, I think I would be out of debt.
Shit, dude.
uh, shit, man, I've gone 4 weeks or
I think too
four,
much.
4 weeks. I can't remember, man. It's hard to get it gets motivated when you ain't got somebody to talk to.
So you haven't had anybody else on the broadcast? Just um.
I had shish that one day, and really just the rest. I mean, the views are good. I mean, so far, everything seems like it's going good. A couple of friends of mine, they went ahead and followed the channel and everything, so they're really cool
Good.
guys. So, but
Cool.
but I was just like, all right, man, whatever, I'll talk to myself. I don't care. I'm used to that shit. Man, it's been hell. It's been one of those things that you get a subject in your mind and you're just like, let's see, what can we talk about today? What's the bullshit of the day?
Well, I mean, honestly, if you want stories,
God, what
just
do you
fucking
got?
look at the political bullshit that's going on TV. That'll be more
Oh,
than enough to talk about.
dude, this AR-15 ban shit's going stupid too.
Yeah.
Like I got a kick out of it because somebody was like sitting there trying to make a point, like, oh, guns can't protect you as good as the police can. And I'm like, well, that Uvalde shooting had what 15, 20 police officers with AR-15s sitting outside waiting 15 minutes while the other kid shoots people.
Exactly.
I'm like, yeah, so you're telling me we should rely on the government to protect us, and that government's the one that sat there and did nothing.
They're not going to be able to take the AR-15s, dude. It's not going to happen, especially here in Texas. They'll tell them go
Yeah.
fuck.
You got what 20 million AR-15s out there in the wild right now,
If not more.
if not more. Yes, and then you
Those
turn around
are the
and
ones
tell.
counted.
Yeah, then you turn around and sit there and say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna take away your guns and we're gonna do this," and I'm like, "Yeah, man, you're funny."
Mm-hmm.
Those two jackass Republicans though,
Yeah.
like, dude, what makes you think that that was a brilliant idea? Like playing sheep, the wolf in sheep's clothing. Oh yeah, I'm the good old guy who's here to help out the people, but yet I'm gonna betray everybody's trust.
Isn't one of them's name that Mitch Romney or whatever the fuck his name is?
Oh no, it was
Or am I
oh
thinking of something?
oh god, I gotta pull it up now.
Yeah, I stopped following that bullshit, man. Every now and then I'll catch a glimpse of it on TV and I'm like, yep, now I remember why I don't follow it.
Raider. Let's see. Who were they? It was Brian Fitzpatrick of Pennsylvania and Chris Jacobs of New York.
Gotcha.
Yeah. I
Well, New
mean,
York. Yeah, come on, dude.
the ironic part was it's like this guy sitting there is like talking pro gun for a day and then saying we're gonna protect constitutional rights, and the next minute he's like straight up no, yoink. And then
So, what is it they're proposing now? Just a complete ban on AR systems?
so they are listing a ban on assault rifles in general and some handguns. And by some handguns, anything
There
that's
goes the
concealable, basically.
yeah. There goes the Canic and my Hellcat, and yeah,
And also, they want to do that mag ban, which, I mean, I got a 12-round magazine right here. So, I mean, go ahead and tell me that's
it's
bad.
not gonna happen, dude. It's not going to happen. They've tried that shit ever since. It's just not going to happen.
It's hilarious. I'm just to the point where it's like, I'm over this. This is insane. Why do y'all even try? Let's see.
I still agree with them on one thing that they did change, and that was changing the age from 18 to 21. However, that being said, I think it is utterly stupid that you can go out and buy ammunition at age 16, but you can buy a fucking gun. What makes them think that they're not going to be able to get a hold of a gun
You're old
to
enough
use that?
to. It's like if you're old enough to smoke, you're old enough to shoot a gun. What kind of logic does that make? But at the same time, it's like you're a little bit more rational at that point. But I don't know. It's ammunition's a tricky subject.
It is, but I mean, it's kind of like, I don't know, coming to a party with, a condom and not using it. If you think about it, you
I
know,
mean, yeah, that's a good way to put it, man. You're prepared to get a little bit of tipsy, and you're prepared to possibly go home with somebody, but you turn around, you end up with a kid. I mean,
you think, Ed, no, I took to the party, I was safe. And then you look in your fucking wallet and you see that damn O-ring on the outside of it. Oh shit, I didn't use it.
right? It's like pulling a parachute back up before you pull the main parachute.
Yeah, no shit. Using your backup parachute before you use your main.
Here, let me just pull a smaller one that'll slow me down enough.
Still break your legs. Kind of
Right?
like I said, man. I mean, I'm kind of torn between the new law that they've put in place, because I'm also the firm believer that if you're young enough to go to war, you should be old enough to not just drink, but make your own decisions about certain things of that aspect.
No, absolute, man. Like if
I
you're
mean,
if you're able to like do like remote. Oh Jesus Christ! That's
yeah, yeah, man. I don't know. It's just to me, any more laws and government officials, it's literally become what is to their advantage at the time.
well. See, they'll sit there and they'll eventually take away guns if they can. Then they'll turn around and sit there and the legal people who can have guns because it's grandfathered in, they're going to end up sitting there saying, oh, well, now we got to take away those because somebody still obtained illegally a AR 15.
Yeah.
And then you got to think, too, like, okay, the highest number of fatal shootings is actually with a handgun, not
Yeah,
an AR 15.
that's true. But what they're looking at is what's in the news. What's
Exactly.
making You know, AR-15s are the hot topic right now because of them being used in so many shootings. So they're going to run after
Yeah,
that in order to promote their agenda.
exactly. 100% agree. And I'm just sitting here going like, all right, time to go buy an AR. Have one ready, just in case. Oh, and then
Hmm.
they turn around and they say, oh, the ATF is here to help you. Okay, sure, okay. You don't even have even the qualifications to even know what the hell a gun is sometimes.
Yeah. When I have somebody up there trying to describe an AR, and instead of calling it a fucking magazine, they call it a clip. Yeah, they
Yeah,
have no.
yeah. That irritates the
Yeah,
shit out of me.
exactly.
I got there was one guy, or no, that old, I don't want to be racist saying color or whatever, but black lady, she straight up was like, AR-15, it's a war gun. It weighs as much as a few boxes. And I'm like, boxes of what?
Hmm.
And then she sits there and says, it's, and just like Biden, oh yeah, 9mm can blow your lung out. Good job, dude. Like, y'all don't know anything about guns, yet y'all sit there and you try to ban guns, and you don't even know how to use it or what it does or anything like that.
All they're thinking about is it's a weapon that ejects a projectile that causes damage.
I mean, I got airsoft guns that hurt worse than a 22.
It. But what it is they're not thinking about the person behind the gun. Okay, it's not the gun itself
Yeah, it's the
that's
person
doing
who's
damage.
lost their damn mind and decided to use it as a weapon.
Hmm.
I mean, it's a tool for self defense and also to protect yourself against a tyrannical government. I mean, I doubt we're going to ever run into the situation where we're going to ever have a tyrannical government because they're going to take away everything anyways, and they can't say they're tyrannical if you can't defend yourself anyways.
No, that's what I was just fixing to say. It's headed towards a tyrannical.
It's like, yeah, you say it's tyrannical, and they'll just put you down and sit there and say, anyone
Hmm.
else? I mean,
Wait for
oh,
about 5. Say, oh, you're going to call this tyrannical again?
right, exactly. I mean, and then think about this too. Like the Joe Biden got like 87,000 new IRS agents.
Huh. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're telling me that you hired more people to tax and to audit us more, but yet you sit there and say you're trying to prevent inflation, all this crap. It's and
Oh, he come
we,
out.
we
he- He's going to come out as a good guy. Like, yeah, I'm preventing the inflation, but guess what? I'm fucking you in your back door.
exactly. It's 100% a hey, look what I did, and then turn around and the next president comes in and has to clean up the mess, and then they're gonna
Exactly.
be yeah. And it's always been like that. It's been like that for the last several presidents, where the guy who comes in next has to clean up the mess, and they're the ones who get the shaft and
Yep.
treated like they're the problem. And it's like they can't do anything since they're busy cleaning up the mess.
Ever since Clinton.
I mean, I will say two good things about Obama. One, he was a good talker. Definitely not a good walker, but a good talker. He could say a lot of shit that made people really think he knows what he's doing. And that was one good trait. And two, he did help push for, technologies and stuff to get people into a little bit more and stuff like that. That's the only two good things he's ever done as president, in my opinion. I mean,
You know, when I think about Obama, I think about a salesman. He wants you to look.
exactly. Yeah,
He wants you to look at his left hand, but he doesn't want you to see the knife in the right.
exactly. That is a great analogy. Playing the magician card. Here you go.
Much.
It's terrible.
When I think of him.
And you got old Joe Biden here sitting there going, oh well, we're going to go hunt for documents from Trump and all that stuff, and I'm like, so
Yeah,
you're
but
using the
no,
FBI to do a document hunt of shit that clearly Trump had every intention of, not keeping anyways, if he even took them.
it's not that he didn't have the intention of keeping or not keeping. They were declassified. He declassified them.
Yeah.
All right. They're just on a witch hunt. And Biden's using the FBI as his personal assassination hit squad.
Right. Yeah. It's
But at this
beyond
man,
ridiculous.
too many freaking irons in the fire, man. I mean, he's going after Trump. He's going after ARs. He's trying to lower prices on gas. He's trying to stop the inflation. He's just got too much on his damn plate.
And you can't stay awake for it.
No shit. Not only that, when he gets up there, he sounds like a fucking bumbling idiot, man. I'm tired of all these other countries laughing at us because of him.
You know what's even worse? Okay, you sit there, you talk about, we sit there and say how older people need to take it easy and da 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 because they're mentally unstable and so on and so forth, and they can't physically do certain jobs and yada yada yada. Well, 89% of our dang government is ran by these people.
Exactly. Exactly. It applies to everybody else but themselves. You tell me if that's not a freaking monopoly.
I mean, honestly, it's pretty bad right now. It's to the point
It is,
where
I mean, we're a laughing joke, man. I mean, right now, other countries look at America and they're like, you mean the baby in the room?
the guy who needs a diaper change every day.
I know there's a lot of things out there that Biden has done. I mean, and people are focusing on the wrong things. Okay,
Oh,
Fall,
absolutely.
falling off his fucking bike. Okay, that has no bearing one way or the other on running the fucking country. Let it go. But when you have a president getting up there and fumbling over himself, representing the country, that is a big issue. Nobody's going to take us serious, man. And this AR bullshit. I mean, automatically they think AR, assault rifle. No, it does not mean assault rifle, and that's what they're focusing on. AR stands for Armalite.
Exactly. Just
You
because
know,
it's a universally branded thing does not mean,
exactly.
yeah.
So they took it, they ran with it, and they put their own abbreviation on it, their own spin on it, and automatically AR mean bad, and bad means we got to ban everything.
I mean,
You know,
the
bullshit.
M the M16 was an actual AR, a assault rifle. Because it was actually designed and 100% meant to be used as a weapon of war. Yes.
Honestly, where everything's kind of had a downfall. Everybody using these fucking abbreviations. Back in the old days, people called it for what it was: assault rifle, Armalite. Now you got these fucking abbreviations like LOL, laugh out loud. Fuck that shit. Laugh. Do it.
I mean,
Roll
yeah.
on the and laugh my fucking ass off. I understand that it's a shortcut, but that is what's going on with people. They're taking too many fucking shortcuts. They're getting used to it. And when they actually have to do something for themselves, they end up crying about it.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I admit, I'm born in the last years of the quote unquote Gen X, which then got removed because 1990 apparently now is not Gen X. Man, I lived
Mm,
on fucking dial up for crying out loud. How the
the
hell is
same.
that? How is that the year of super technology and shit like that? I'm not a millennial.
Still remember the fucking AOL dial ups and
Oh
that
my god. You sit there,
Jesus
you
Christ.
click a website, try to go look at porn and shit like that. It took you like 15, 20 minutes to get one picture. And
Exactly.
and you better spank the shit to that picture because after that
Yep.
it's bad. It's ridiculous. You're sitting there, you're like sitting there like, oh yeah, let me just load up the next 8 hours later.
Literally came to the point to where if you wanted to look at porn on the internet back then and you had a day off, it would take your entire fucking day off just to look at 3 pictures.
Exactly. I remember me and my buddy. We hooked up to the Ethernet jack at his place, which wasn't really a true Ethernet jack. It was that stupid phone line crap that you have to use to
Oh,
connect
yeah.
to dial up. And oh my god, you think, oh, laptop, this is really fast things and stuff like that, and portable. Man, you can't use a damn laptop that's on dial up. I'm sorry.
Oh,
That by the time you load up the image, your battery's dead.
pretty much. Pretty
it,
much, man.
it's terrible. It's to the point where I'm just like,
Well, I mean, it was terrible, but the thing about it is they've made advancements, but those advancements has made society lazy.
oh yeah, absolutely. Society has gotten so bad lately with taking it easy. I mean, hell,
Mm-hmm.
I admit, right now I played a lot of freaking video games, and I don't want to go out and to the yard and work. I mean, shit. I admit that. It's hot as fucking balls out there too. I
You know,
don't want to go out there.
thing about it is playing video games is not bad. No, number one, it promotes great hand-eye coordination. All right, I mean, shit, the army, the military, they're actually promoting these games in order to enhance that hand-eye coordination. So there's nothing wrong there. Where it becomes something wrong is when you let it consume your life.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna skip work for about 3 4 days just to play video
Yeah,
games. Yeah, that's when you get ridiculous.
that is when you're no longer responsible. You're becoming irresponsible. There's nothing wrong. Just like there's nothing wrong having a fucking beer. That doesn't make you an alcoholic. You know,
Exactly. I mean,
need to going to
control.
it
Control is
doesn't
all about it. Yeah.
exactly, and that's what you're spot on, man. That's how they try to control people with freaking negativity. That's bullshit. We're fucking grown adults. Okay, we can choose for ourselves what the hell's good, what's bad. We know the difference. All right. Anybody that says that they don't know the difference is stupid and lying because they're trying to use it to their advantage.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm at the point where it's like, sure, I can go and hang out at the bar, go find me a girl at a bar, but you know, will that relationship be actually worth, you know, being in? You met a chick in a bar, for crying out loud.
Nowadays, it's not worth it, man, because even though you are going out there with serious intent, you don't know that the other is. And 9 times out of 10, they are not going to be of serious intent. All
Exactly.
they is a quick fucking wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Get on to the next. And the bad thing about it is, and I can't believe that this even happened to this guy, but I read the other day that this multimillionaire, okay, had a one night stand with a woman, okay?
Yeah.
She filed against this dude and sued for half of his fucking fortune. And not only sued for it, she fucking got it.
Yeah.
How is
You gotta you
that
gotta
just?
learn to like pick and choose your battles. If you're fucking willing to jump in that hole, you better be ready to sink.
Yeah, but Jesus Christ, man, how in the hell is that even valid or justified? Okay. You have no relationship with this woman. It was a one night fucking stand. And you're going to sit there and tell me that it's justified by taking half of his fortune because he stuck his dick in you?
I
Fuck
mean,
you.
she sued him because his dick was not good enough, I guess.
Uh, Something, man. I mean, if that's the case and he's got that much money, he needs to go and get a new dick.
Right? I mean, there was God. What was that one article I watched where the guy he got into an accident and shredded his meat and potatoes and shit like that. and they got him surgery to fix it, and he was a virgin. I can't remember, but he slept with this famous actress, whatever, not actor, because that would be gay. But they paid this porn star to sleep with him to test out his new penis, and I'm like, what the is with this
Oh,
shit?
you talking about that Lorena Bobbitt bullshit
Yeah,
where
I
that
think.
dick cut off and then they reattached it and they wanted to make sure that it still worked. Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about, man.
Yeah, yeah. I was
Yeah,
like, what the
stupid,
fuck is this shit?
stupid. But you see, that's again, man. It comes back to society. All right, it comes back to the media. This is what people crave. All right, they're no longer satisfied with their own private lives and what's going on and the events that transpire within their own lives. They are so nosy that they want to know about other people. Ever since these fucking reality shows on TV started coming out, that has killed society as far as being private.
Oh
I
yeah,
am first and foremost a firm believer in what happens within your household stays there. You do not advertise and you do not put out your dirty laundry for everybody to see,
no, yeah,
man.
because anybody who sees it can have opinion on it too, and then you cause rumors and shit to spread, and it just
And see,
becomes, yeah,
that's the bad thing about it. Okay, you put yourself out there for society to judge you. Okay, and yet you're getting judged, and you become offended. It's
yeah.
your own fucking
Yeah, you chose it again.
exactly. And again, they're thinking, well, damn, all these damn reality shows, they're making money. So maybe if I put my shit out there, it'll be interesting enough to society in order to gain from it. Anymore, people's private lives has become an industry, an enterprise. Nobody has any sanctity about what's going on any longer. They don't give a shit. They don't covet privacy. They want to know what's going on because they want to judge you.
I mean, like Facebook, the moment you connect to it, they know all about you.
Oh, dude, that's I never put any private information on there.
I,
Unfortunately, yeah, I
I I
I'll
made
post
I made a
about
fake account with Facebook because I had this mobile game that required you to have Facebook to transfer it
yeah,
over. So I went ahead and made a fake Facebook account called Bobby Joe Brown, and just just random bullshit. And my password was some stupid shit that I don't even remember what it was, but it was some mock-up joke about collecting data. Sitting there saying I ain't got no data because I ain't got no life.
yeah, yeah. That's what I'm saying, man. But I don't know, man. Just society in a whole has become. I mean, it's there's no privacy. There's no honor. There's no. And I think that's the biggest issue that I've got. There's no longer any honor among people anymore. They don't respect your privacy. They don't respect you. There is no respect anymore. Everybody is so fucking entitled that they think that you're owed or they are owed, intimate moments into your private life.
Oh yeah, dude, it's gotten so bad now that okay, the whole thing about being entitled and stuff like that, like raising pricing and shit, like oh we're entitled to make $15 an hour to flip a burger at McDonald's. Yeah, you can make $15 an hour, but do you think you're going to be able to get multiple hours of that pay, you know, week?
I've got something to say about that, and I've said this from day one. Okay, you were paid based on performance. That's the way that my company works. Okay, you are putting out performance that is justified, that helps the company, helps the people within your company. Pay is based on that performance. Okay. Now, you're working at McDonald's. You want $15, $18 an hour. Okay. The only thing I've got to say to that is, motherfucker, please. First, get motherfucking order right. Then we'll talk about paying
Absolutely.
more.
I swear,
I
dude.
mean,
Like,
you're
oh,
sitting there screaming, crying like a fucking baby. Oh, I want 15. I want 18. Okay, okay, I see what you're saying. Do your motherfucking job.
dude,
Get it right.
it is bad. I went up to Bojangles the other day, and I said I want two bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits, and also an egg and cheese biscuit. Okay, the person read it back to me correctly.
Mm-hmm.
They billed me for the egg and cheese and bacon egg and cheese, but left out the second bacon egg and cheese biscuit. Because
Mm-hmm.
I give one to my dog, just
Right.
when
Right.
she rides with me. I'm sitting there, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? I sit there and drove all the way in here, sat in this damn line for freaking 20 minutes for you to get my shit wrong.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. And you don't get the two that you wanted plus the extra. You just get the two. So that means you get one, your dog gets one, and you're fucked.
Yeah, and
You
my
know,
mom,
that's the
and I end up giving it to my mom because she was the one who wanted to go to Bojangles to begin with.
yeah,
So I
yeah.
went I went made me a damn bowl of cereal. I'm like, damn it,
There you go.
really? This is what.
Used to before I met my wife, I lived methodically, man, off of fast food. Okay, and if I could count how many times they've gotten their damn or my order wrong and got $1 for it, I'd be a fucking millionaire. I kid you not. Now I am so lucky to have her. I mean, she's a great fucking cook and a great baker, man. I mean, I am so spoiled, dude, that I no longer want to go to these fast food places. The only reason that I do is whenever she comes in from a trip and she doesn't feel like cooking, or she's feeling bad or whatnot, and I dread having to go to these places because I know they're gonna fuck something up, and it never fails. Every time I go, they either overcharge me for something or they undercharge me and don't get my order right, and I don't get what the fuck I wanted.
Yeah,
It,
that's
every
another thing about overcharge, man. Like, I go to damn freaking Subway, okay? One day I order the same exact thing and it cost me $7.99. Next day it cost me $11.99. Next day $13.99. I'm like, what the
right.
hell is this crap?
And then if you complain about it, that oh well, we're paying more for our product now, and I mean, and when their deliveries are okay. So if you go in on a Tuesday, then you go in on a Wednesday, and that price hike goes up, but they don't get their delivery on a fucking Friday, and they try to tell you, oh, we're paying more for shit now. Bullshit. They're taking advantage of the situation because they haven't even got their delivery where they paid more for that shit. What it
Ex-
is participation payment. They're saying,
ex-
okay, you know what? We know that we're going to have to be charged more for this because they're going up on their pricing, but we're going to do
Same
it
with fuel.
preemptive
Yeah.
strike, preemptive strike, and we're going to take it out on the customer before it affects us.
But like,
All right,
you'll sit there
that
and
is
you'll watch a fuel truck pull up to a gas station. They'll raise the price up 45 cents in that
mm,
same day. And
yep,
I'm sitting there like, you just topped up and you went up 15 cents. Then you went up another 15 cents and then another
exactly.
15. I'm like, you paid X amount for that barrel or gallon of gas that the truck dropped off. And then you're turning around and charging me like 3 to 5 times more. Come
Exactly.
on.
American greed at its finest. That's what it's become. Greed. American greed. And the thing about it is it's going to continue because nobody from the government is stepping in because they're getting kickbacks off of the bullshit, and it's going to break this fucking country. Mark
And
my
just,
words.
and just like the whole right now Biden signed that no inflation act. That's gonna cause the biggest inflation
Of
after
course
that
it.
3 months is up. That no inflation crap.
And the funny thing about it is he gets on there and says, you know what? It's not me. I'm not the one. I can't control this. Yet he turns around and is able to control pricing to make it come down. I'll tell you what happened. He's back there and his advisors are, hey, you know what? Let pricing go up. Blame it on the oil companies. Bring pricing down and take credit for that. That way you can win in the next election.
Yep. And just like
That's
this
exactly
whole
what's going on, man. It's a fucking political game,
They want
dude.
to blame Russia on everything now, and it's like, dude, only 2% of the world, 2 to 10% of the world's oil comes from Russia.
Exactly. And now they're saying shit is affected because we get groceries or our farm products from Ukraine. What the fuck do we get from Ukraine, dude? Wheat?
You know, yeah. Okay. Another thing, we wouldn't need to rely on them if the government stopped paying our crop
Ex-
people and farmers to destroy their shit.
Exactly, man. America used to be so self-independent, man, that way back in the day before all this bullshit. Now we're so dependent on other countries, man, that when something happens,
Appreciate it,
it
man.
affects.
Let me adjust my audio. Person on the screen has great audio. Your audio is really hard to hear. Okay, so my audio, let's see. Go back
Who
over
said
here.
that?
One of the chatters. Let's see. Let's raise the decibel level. Is that any better?
Yeah, I remember you saying that you had some issues with your mic or something.
Yeah, I thank you, thank you. Yeah, I end up when I was rearranging everything, I accidentally bent the cable that connects for my thing, and I think
Mm,
it jacked up something with my connection. I have to raise gain to get things to work right.
gotcha, gotcha. But yeah, man, going back to this thing, I think that if we just became self-sufficient again, all of our problems would go away. We wouldn't have to worry about medicines coming in that aren't there because of supply. A supply chain issue. My boss the other day, he was they're like, man, I'm so pissed off because I can't get. He's a Ford man, okay, and I mean these trucks. He gets them outfitted with the oil field um, rigging equipment. The oil field suspension because some of these places that we go, they're rough as hell. Okay, well he goes to
Absolutely.
Ford and he says, hey, you know what? These trucks are going down. I need more trucks because my guys' trucks are going down. Now we put these trucks through hell, dude. I mean, some of the
Oh yeah,
places that we
yeah.
fucking mountain goat wouldn't be able to get into. I mean, I know that over exaggerating, but it's you get my point. But he even said he was pissed off because the only thing that he could get was a Chevy truck. They're the only ones that had what he needed because when he went to Ford, they said, you know what, we can't get the trucks.
And
We
then they
can't
want
get.
to jack up the price for extra features and stuff like
That's what I'm getting
outrageous.
at. That's what I'm getting at. Okay, not just because of the extra features. You know what they're doing, man? I went. This is fucking ridiculous. Go to the dealership. Look at that sticker that's on the door, and I encourage anybody to go and check this out and validate this for themselves. They'll see that I'm not lying. Over to the right hand side, it literally, and these dealers have the audacity to say that it is a dealer markup. You want to know how much that fucking markup is, dude?
About 30 to 70%,
Thirty
really.
$30,000.
I mean,
$30,000 markup, man.
it's
Think about
ridiculous. It is
it. You're
absolutely highway robbery.
exactly, dude. You're paying for a $62,000 truck that you end up paying damn near over 100,000 for after tax, title, and license. That is fucking stupid ridiculous, dude. 100 grand. I remember being a kid and thinking that 100 grand for a fucking Lamborghini was too damn much.
But at least
Uh,
back in the day when those cars were around, the good Lamborghinis, they at least took the time to actually tune, manually, hand do everything. Nowadays, everything's on the factory with robots,
automated.
and yeah, it's just not good quality
And
anymore.
you're not getting the quality of vehicle that you got back then, dude. Now all you're getting is aluminum and plastic. That's it.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, my car is a 2017 Ford Focus EcoBoost manual transmission. Okay, you can get the same car with the turbo that gets better gas mileage for more money. Sure, okay, but reliability wise, usually manual transmissions tend to be a little bit better. Well, the problem is you get this airbox that's in the manual, and I've looked at it and I was like, what the hell is this? It is only a 3-time use airbox. You
Really?
unscrew it to change your filter, and when you have to screw it back in, you have to make sure you thread it right, or else you just strip out the plastic threading completely.
Yeah,
Then you have to
exactly.
replace the whole airbox, and it costs
Mm-hmm.
$136 to replace that airbox.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, who the frick came up with this, dude? Like, who was the asshole who sat there and said this is a good idea? Let's make it so that there's
Well,
no clamp, no nothing like everybody else's airboxes that latches
okay,
it down.
them, according to them, it's engineering prowess, man. Okay,
Yeah.
they're engineering together. They put together this great idea. Hey, well, you know what? We're going to use this. In essence, what they're trying to tell you is, hey, you know what? People aren't buying cars as much as they do. So what we're going to do is we're going to fuck them for the parts.
Yeah.
We're
I
going
mean,
to take our money one way or the other, and that's what it's come down to. They have gone into production with cars that are not what they used to be. Okay, I remember having a '65 Chevy pickup truck.
oh god,
That damn
yes.
was metal through and through. It was heavy. It was reliable. Okay,
Yeah.
you look in the bay, you could work on the son of a bitch.
Yeah, you
You
open
now
up the hood, you can actually see the ground.
exactly you could, man. I mean, you had the essentials. You had your water pump, which was mechanically driven, not computer driven. You had your alternator. You had your fuel pump, which was mechanically driven, not computer or automated. Now they put these damn computers in these cars that if one thing goes wrong, I mean, you get in the car and you fart to the left when you're supposed to fart to the fucking right, the son of a bitch goes down and you got to take it in to get it fixed.
Dude,
All
like,
right.
yeah,
Bullshit.
my car right now, they keep telling me, oh, your catalytic converter is already bad. I'm like, it's a lifetime part. It's supposed to last the
Exactly.
lifetime of the vehicle.
Exactly. And this is where things come into play as far as lawmakers and government. Okay, there are certain states where you have to have that catalytic converter. Okay, so you can't tell me that these damn dealerships haven't gone to the government crying, saying, "Hey, you know what? Can you make this legal and illegal not to have one? That way we can get our money. And you know what? If you do that, we'll throw a little bit your fucking way."
I mean, right now, I to get a catalytic converter for my car, since it's the upper converter, okay, there's two on this stupid car. I don't understand why you thought that was a good idea, too. So, the upper catalytic converter is a part of the headers. So, you have to
Yeah.
replace the headers. Then you have to replace your gasket exhaust, your all this other junk. It's
Oh yeah. Once.
$1,870.
Yeah. Yeah. But
I'll
see,
just
that's
go
what I'm.
gut it and straight pipe the shit.
That's what I'm telling you, though. That's what it goes back to. If you don't replace that catalytic converter, the computer's going to read a problem that's wrong with it. Okay, and it's
Too
going to shut
rich, too this, too. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
your car down. And they have designed it that way because people are not buying the way that they used to. Okay, you don't have the common layman going out there and saying, "Hey, you know what? I need a car." No, what they're doing is they're putting engines in their old cars. I mean, they're going a less expensive route. So what these assholes are doing is, okay, you know what? We got you. Okay, you think you're going to pull one over on us? No, we're going to pull one over on you. The car that you do have, we're going to part you out and charge you for those parts so damn much that you're going to have to come to I guess, come to Jesus meeting and say, you know what? It's costing me more to get parts for this car than it is just to buy a new one. Yeah, it's going to be new for the first 3 years. After that 3 years, then you're going to have start shit going wrong with it, and you're back in the same fucking boat.
Yeah, exactly. It's ridiculous, dude. Everything is a cash grab, and then you look again back to the U.S. dollar. Okay, one, the whole government and everything controls the gold. Apparently, bullshit. Okay, uh, gold and silver is what the dollar is based off of. Everybody
Exactly.
wants to sit there and say, "Oh, that's old thinking." Then what the hell? If it's freaking so old thinking and not the same as it was before, then I should be able to print my own money and it'll be just as valuable as the U.S. dollar.
Exactly. But it's not that way. What they do is they determine the amount of paper money based on what they have in gold and silver.
And then yet we got a guy who's sitting there saying, "Print more money, print more money, print more money," and
Yeah. It's
we're
not,
just printing it.
all that's going to do is put us in more debt because we do not have the backing for that paper money. That's all it is, man. It's monopoly money, dude. It has no definitive or rock bottom, cost. It has nothing to back it up. You keep printing shit and you put so much money in circulation, you don't have something to back it up. When the bill is ready and the toll is ready to be put in at the end of the whatever you want to call it, man, and it's not there for the backing, we're gonna have our fucking hand folded on us.
Exactly.
It's like playing fucking poker and not having the hand that you need to win. It's bluffing, is what it is. And
It,
that's what's damn country into the fucking ground.
it don't matter what we do now at this point. I mean, even if Trump did get president again, or Mike Pence,
They're
or whoever the hell,
they're gonna make sure that doesn't happen, man, with this damn Mar-a-Lago bullshit.
I mean,
Everything that's against Trump right now, they're doing it so he won't be able to run again. That's why they're doing it. That's why they're trying to
they're
call espionage. He's a traitor. He's if you are branded a traitor of the country, dude, you're lucky if you're not put to death. Okay, let alone running a second term. It's not going to happen, dude. They're not going to let it happen.
well, what kills me right now is I was watching the Babylon Bee, okay, and they were sitting
Mm-hmm.
there they were talking about different things, and the theory right now is you know we started the insurrection on January 6th, is what the Democrats want you to believe. Okay,
Right.
cool. Okay, so that's the first hand right there, sitting there saying how much BS that is, which triggered a bunch of people. Now you got everybody starting this rioting and pushing and you know aiming for Trump so bad. They're trying to start an insurrection for real. They're trying to get us, the Republicans, to really start one, so that
Well,
way
what is
they can.
happening? I don't mean to interrupt you, but you're going in that way. What it is they're promoting civil war, a second
Exactly,
war.
exactly, and it's ridiculous because we you don't need this mess. I mean, what what this country needs to do is stop being divided. We've been
Exactly.
divided way too freaking long now.
Exactly.
This is getting to the point where it don't matter what you do. It's them versus them, and you can't get anything to work properly if you don't actually work together.
But you
And
know why?
so
You know
what?
why, right?
What's
Again,
up?
it's a sleight of hand. If the government has everybody fighting against each other, they can control them better. And they use the media for that control. The
Yeah,
news, Facebook, every media source that is available to them, they are using it to control the people of America, and it's working. It's working. The bad thing about it is if we don't wake up, we're going to be chained to our own desires. We're going to be chained to our own media, which, of course, everybody said, well, if it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
yeah. That
Bullshit.
that
Bullshit.
that myth has been proven wrong so many times. It's not even funny. I mean,
But
anybody who sits there wants to sit there and say the media is only doing their best to help out and everything. No, the media is there specifically to make you not think of what's really going around.
it's the
Like,
steering wheel of America, dude.
yeah,
That's
you talking about, okay, COVID. Okay, I
Yeah,
believe that yes, there is something out there that's killing people and hurting people and causing problems. Do I believe it's? I mean, personally, I don't believe that it's as threatening as what they say it is. Um, I mean, how do you come up with a vaccine that for a virus that just recently got found? You can't tell me that you magically have this cure that doesn't work because clearly, 4 shots isn't enough. Let's do 5 now. Then you turn around and sit there and tell people, COVID's the biggest killer of all, and so forth, and yet somebody gets decapitated from a freaking motorcycle accident, hitting a tree or doing all this stuff, get struck by lightning. They do a blood test, autopsy, all that stuff. Oh, he had COVID. That's
a
what killed
true
him.
COVID, exactly. But let me ask you this, man. Do you know what culling of a population is?
Yeah, it's when you shave down a lot of the people to make it. You know,
Exactly.
it's kind of like
Right?
when you go culling a forest. You cut
Yeah.
down the larger trees, or some of the larger older trees to let the younger newer trees grow.
Well, let me give you a concept. Okay. I believe that this is a culling of a population. What it is we have grown too much to where demand has gotten just too great. And they cannot meet the demand of the current people that they have within their own country. So, what's the next best solution? You can't tell people, hey, cut down on what you're consuming. Nobody's going to do that. They're too used to being able to have what they want when they want it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instead of actually asking the people to do that and giving them a choice, I'm thinking that it's more of a culling of the population scenario. You want to know why? Because when people get sick with this COVID bullshit and they stay home, they get better. But the minute that
Go
you
to a
go to,
hospital. Yep.
they inject you with Lord knows what. And when you come home, you fucking die.
I mean,
Everybody that has gone to the hospital, well, let me put it this, not everybody, let's say 93% that have gone to the hospital have been taken care of at the hospital, injected with Lord knows what, and told, you know what, that's all that we can do for you. Go home and you should be over it within a couple of weeks. Instead, they die. But the people
yeah,
that go to the hospital, they stay home, they take care of it themselves, they're still going strong. And at first, if you'll remember, they said, you know what, this is going to affect the older generation. Well,
yeah,
that
exactly.
didn't scare everybody. So now, you know what? It's affecting the younger generation. Well, that didn't work. So now, you know what? It's going to affect fucking everybody. Well, guess what? That didn't work. So now what have they got coming forth?
Monkeypox.
Or, no, oh, no, 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 no. COVID first. Let's not forget about the fucking murder hornets, okay? Where the
Yeah,
fuck did they go?
yeah. Where the hell these magical murder hornets come from?
Exactly. All right, that didn't work. So now we come out with fucking omega strand, beta strand of COVID, just every kind of different strand that you could think of trying to scare the American people. That didn't work. Okay, boom. Release the monkeypox. Here we go.
And the ironic part about the whole monkeypox thing is only 5 people in the entire world in South Africa have died.
Exactly. But the
I
thing about it
mean,
is, there's already a cure for that, and it's a disease that hasn't been seen in years. And all of a
exactly.
sudden, coming back.
Well, just like okay, you got Antarctica, ice caps, all these places that are been frozen in time for so many decades, centuries. Yes, they're melting. Yes, this is not good for their whatever was living there survival. But where there's one side melting, there's somewhere freezing. You can't just magically flip a switch and say, oh, everything's gonna start melting,
So
and
Are you like trying to say that because of the melting, that whatever was trapped in there is getting out now, and that's why these diseases that have been gone for a long time are
Yep,
resurfacing? Okay, well,
exactly.
I get what they're trying to say
So
as far as,
in
but think
Russia,
about,
there was a outbreak of anthrax.
yeah, I heard about
So
that.
yeah, so what happened was, this area or field or whatever used to be, frozen and permafrost and everything. And once it started defrosting, the people started dying, and that used to travel around that area. And then
Right.
they found out that it was anthrax that's
Well, let
been,
me ask
yeah,
you.
frozen.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I understand that, and I know it's not you saying that. It's you just saying, hey, you know what? This is what they're saying, and this is what they're blaming it on. And I get you, man. I get you. But the thing about it is, how many motherfuckers you know of are going to go to Antarctica and say, hey, you know what? I'm here just to look around.
Yeah,
Okay.
true.
Only people that go there are fucking scientists, and they take the precautions necessary to prevent that bullshit.
Exactly.
Okay, there's
I
not going to
mean,
be like best buds here. Hey, you know what? I feel like getting my balls froze off, dude. Let's go to Antarctica just for the fuck of it. No, that's not okay. Don't get me wrong.
yeah.
Love
No, I mean,
wintertime.
I
Bro.
understand. I understand 100% what you say. I'm just
Yeah,
thinking. I'm
it,
just thinking in my head like, you know, CDC. They have every virus that they've ever encountered.
I think that's the most dangerous place on earth, if you ask
Yeah,
me.
but think about it. They have every virus and the capability to copy and create a vaccine by using those strains and stuff like that. What better way to population control than to release a few targeted genetically
That,
modified cells? I,
exactly. That's
I mean,
saying they're culling a population because we've gotten too big, so they need to cut us back.
they just need a forced sterilization. Just
Don't
my
say
opinion.
that. Jesus Christ, don't give them any fucking ideas.
I
Next,
mean,
you'll have the damn CDC showing up on your door say, hey, we're here for your appointment. What appointment? Oh, your ball removal. Fuck you.
no, 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 don't say that. No, I mean okay, kind of like how Japan and all them used to be. Like you're only limited to have 2 or 3 kids at max.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't need 20 freaking kids. Hell, I have a dude who he is 70. No, he's about 65, 67 years old. He has 13 or 14 kids.
Yeah, that motherfucker didn't have cable.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely did not have the pull out game, and he sure as hell definitely did not know what a condom was.
No, no, no. He was absent the day they taught safe sex.
And poor lady, it's from the same woman too. All 13 kids or 14 or whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, holy shit. You do not need an entire army of children.
Well, you're saying that he's in his 70s, right?
65, 70, something about there. Yeah.
Right. Think about the generation, okay?
Yeah, I know the baby boomer era and shit like that.
Back then what they did was they were telling people, and they programmed them. Again, the government programmed them, saying, hey, you know what, go forth, procreate. Why? Because it created a bigger workforce. Back then they didn't have rules and regulations of today. Children of 5 years old were working in factories, man, and they were bringing money home to the family to support the family for a recession. You still have that mentality today. Okay, it's slowly fading out, but unfortunately, he is of that generation where that mentality is still viable.
Oh, absolutely.
And understand how somebody of his age, his generation, thinking, hey, you know what? I need to make as many kids as possible to help the family. Because back then, that's what it was about. You helped the family. Every cent that came in went to the head of the household so it could benefit the family and be distributed to where it was beneficial to the family. I understand that. But unfortunately, with growing times, the old mentality has no place. And that again is where this culling of the population, in my opinion, has come into play. You still have people of the old mentality who are still making babies like crazy. And unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, but just it happens. Even though you're of a newer generation, you were brought up with the old mentality. So you start thinking the same way that they did. Okay. And you have that select few that are still thinking that way. Go forth and procreate. Well, according to the government, you're procreating too much now. So we're going to have to cut your balls off. That's literally down to, and
Yeah.
that's what I think this disease, COVID didn't work. Now we got monkeypox. And I guarantee you after that, it's going to be, well, shit, this isn't working. So we're going to have to make something just literally so extreme that it's going to scare people to procreate. Okay, I got an idea. Start telling the men that when you start sticking your dick in, you're going to fucking blow your fucking dick up. It's going to get, man, it's going to get that fucking ridiculous. I mean, they are using any and every means right now to just scare and control the general
Scare
population
tactics.
who are falling
Absolutely.
for it.
And the funny thing is too, if you look statistically, it's really surprising to see how many of these younger people who are in their 15 to 20 years old right now, like
Yep,
they really look at the government's word as like absolute law. But
exactly.
then you got even younger than that, like 13, 14-year olds, stuff like that, and they're like, this is bullshit.
Well, I mean, they're that way because they're rebellious. What teen that you know of is not going to be rebellious?
Well,
But
I
if
agree.
start if you start the conformity at a young age, by the time they do become of age, you beat it into them so damn much that they become conformative. They become controlling. They become these robots that the government wants them to be. Non-questioning, just do what you're fucking told. That is exactly what they're working towards. And to tell you the truth, it's so bad, Sarge, that even if people have the proof that the government is lying, nobody cares anymore, man.
Yeah, I agree. It's ridiculous how uh, even with proof, people sit there and say that's false.
Yeah, exactly. They're thinking, okay, you know what? The government isn't backing this. This is just an individual, even though he has unequivocal proof of his statement and things to back up what he's saying or she's saying. I don't give a shit. I'm not going to believe them. I'm going to believe the government that's telling me that it's this way when they don't have a leg to stand on or a window to throw their pot of piss out of. You know, it all comes down to that controlling aspect that the government now maintains over society. And if we don't wake up, it's going to be another socialism entity, another socialistic entity. And everybody's like, "Oh no, I'll never go. I'll never do that. That's just not going to happen." It is happening.
I
We're
had a
allowing.
I've had a coworker who's sitting there said we should all be a socialism. I'm like, tell me three places that socialism's ever worked. Hell, I'll make it easier. Name one place socialism's ever worked.
None. Actually, I mean, think about it, man. I mean, do you really want to live in a country like those European countries where you literally have to have a passport or papers to move from state to state? That's ridiculous, man. Who in the hell said that we owned this fucking land anyway? I mean,
Right.
we didn't cultivate. I mean, yeah, well, we're cultivating it, but we damn sure didn't make it.
I
You know,
agree. I
ownership of bullshit, man. Like people putting up fences and shit. I understand, yeah, you're protecting your property, but the property was here before you were born, before even man was placed on Earth. Who in the hell
yeah.
are we to say that we
Damn, my cat just.
You get me going on and on and on about this bullshit, man. There's so many ideas and aspects that I see, things, different views, but it's definitely not conformative, which is exactly what the government wants. So I'm probably one of those people that you're going to hear about. Hey, you know what? He went out into the oil field. Now the motherfucker's missing.
I mean, don't worry. I'll come with my 12 bullets and my fucking
Are you there?
second mag. Yep, I'm here. You there? Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here. Uh-oh. I lost you.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, you can hear me now?
Yeah, I can now. What was the last thing you heard?
I heard everything. It just all of a sudden just cut off, or you sit there and was like, can't hear me. I don't know.
Yeah, I just people that do not become part of the status quo, if they don't conform, they become an enemy of the state or they go missing. Now, if you make a big enough stink.
I mean, here's the thing. I don't know much about John Epstein. Don't know shit about him much. I do know one thing. The dude was fucking weird as hell. But because he disobeyed or did not follow what the Clintons wanted him to do, that's why he's gone. I don't care what anybody says. It's my opinion. That's why he's gone.
The reason he's gone is because he was a liability and he had a list.
Yep.
With very important names.
Anybody who has a leg to stand on tend to go missing. It's what it seems like. Oh my god, this cat's trying to attack my leg all of a sudden.
And with that in mind, everybody's saying, oh, you know what, you go against the Clintons, they're going to have you killed. Okay, well, it certainly seems so. So,
I mean,
that's the case. As this is on social media, and hopefully the Clintons are listening. Mr. and Mrs. Clinton, I want you to know that my ex-wife has some documents you might want to look at.
My ex-girlfriend has some also. Don't worry. I'll even give you her address if you need it that bad.
Fucking want to like food a little bit. But yeah, man, I just
she has pictures of your husband naked with Marilyn Monroe. Don't worry.
let's do something a little bit more realistic. Just if you really want them to go after him, say that they've got pictures of Clinton with Monica Lewinsky.
Oh yeah, there you go. I bet you anything freaking Hillary was pissed.
I don't think she gave it, to tell you the truth. She enjoyed the power. And being
she's got like the biggest heart on for fucking with government.
Oh yeah. I don't think she really gave a shit, to tell you the truth. And any self-respecting woman that knows that and is out there that publicly and gave a damn about how she looked in the public eye would have left his ass in a heartbeat. It's not so much that he cheated on her. What it was is she wanted to retain the power. You've ever heard about the power behind the throne? That has been said about Hillary and Bill so many damn times. It's unbelievable. He didn't run the...
Yeah. Bill did not do shit for the country. She was the one who was really pulling the strings.
Exactly. And then she tried to run against Trump and thinking that she was going to get it, which, don't get me wrong, it would have been cool if there was a woman president, okay? I'm all for that. I'm all for gender equality, as long as you don't say that you're a fucking transformer or a goddamn transvestite, whatever the fuck.
Autobots roll out.
That's you, dude. But anyway, man, I mean, it would have been cool if a woman would have gotten it, just not her. Okay, she definitely would have used that to her own agenda.
What's the name of that lady who?
I don't know, man. This country's so damn screwed up. People don't know how to do the right thing anymore. It's not like it used to be in the days of old, when you had that pride, you had that honor about you, where you knew doing the right thing may cost you, but you did it anyway. That is what honor is, knowing that it's going to be a sacrifice that you make, but you do it anyway because it's the right fucking thing to do.
I can't remember her name. Uh, what was her name? That Republican lady who was the of Alaska. What was her name?
Palin? Sarah Palin?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I would have loved if she made president, honestly. First female
Man,
president.
she would have been hell on wheels, dude. She would not have been conformative. She would have done what she thought was right. That's what I'm talking about. Putting people in office that know it's going to cost them. Even if it costs them face, they do the right thing. But
I
that's
mean,
not what assholes want. They want to put people in there like Biden that they can control. They literally stick their hand up his ass and he is their fucking puppet.
it's pretty rough. I mean, I'm sitting there, I'm watching all this stuff going down. So like, you got, oh god, what was it? There was one situation. Oh yeah, Trump making a joke about the incident with the limo. Yeah, man, I pushed that big old giant CIA agent aside, and I kicked him, and I got the wheel, and I just pulled it, and we drove right to the. He was making a joke about that, and I died laughing.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
But see,
like,
that's it. These people are so damn entitled, they become butthurt. You know, that even though you're this elected official, you're incapable or actually not allowed to be human.
yeah,
You know,
I'm,
that's impossible. If you're born human, you're going to act human. You, as a human yourself, should understand and realize that instead of holding somebody to a higher expectation that you wouldn't even hold yourself at.
I mean, there's no better words to say than we're all human. We all make mistakes. Own them.
Exactly.
Own up to it. Own it. Don't try to sugarcoat shit. I mean, a lot of these people want to make up a story so outrageous that it's like, how the hell did you even come up with this?
Mm-hmm.
It's
Exactly.
it's like at least make it somewhat believable.
You know, basically what it comes down to, if you'll notice when I've been talking, I haven't been saying the left, Democrat, Republican, things of that nature. You know,
Right.
I
I mean,
don't,
both are fucking
well,
absolute shit shows some days.
I mean, it doesn't even matter. It's a title. That's all it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't make you better than the other. It doesn't make you worse than the other. What people need to understand is this conformity is what's going to get everybody in a controlling environment. It's going to kill people. It's going to run this country into the ground. What we need to do is stop being Democrat, stop being Republican, start being fucking Americans. Come on, okay?
And the thing
Yeah,
is, we the people are not here to serve the government. The government's to actually serve us.
but it's become the other way around. We have elected officials and put them in office that they have this mindset of, okay, you know what, I'm here, I'm better than they are, they're going to listen to me, they're going to do what the fuck I say. It's bullshit, man. And you need to start making term limits, like Nancy Pelosi. She should have been gone a long fucking time ago. You know, set term limits on everything to where we have to vote. We have the option of voting people out and voting people in. You know, if they don't work after a certain amount of time, get somebody else in there. You know, that's what it is. It's trial and error. Like, again, it goes back to being human. We don't know anything about anybody until we see them and base the judgment off of the actions that they put forth. You know, we can't judge them by what they say because we know damn well every fucking politician out there is going to say, "Hey, you know what? I'm going to hand you $10,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna take any of that." Well, bullshit. What they're saying is, I'm going to have you $10, but you know what? I'm going to get 950 back.
Exactly. I mean, you can say whatever you want to get a vote. I mean, that's what literally Biden sat there and said the same thing. He's like,
Yeah,
"Well, if you
yeah,
vote for me, I'll do a $2,000 stimulus check."
exactly, exactly. And not one stimulus check is coming. Which, to tell you the truth, I'm actually glad that it isn't because I'm sorry. I'm a firm believer, and there's no such thing as free money.
I
There's
agree.
not. This inflation bullshit that's going on, they're getting that fucking money back, dude. Okay, everything that they put out, they're getting that money back, and once they get their money back, then things are going to start coming down. All right. So, but
Absolutely.
uh, yeah, I mean, you cannot believe anything that a politician says. Not one word. The only time that a politician is telling the truth is when their fucking mouth is shut.
Yep.
That's it.
And that's the thing people hated about Trump was he was the only one who said what he thought and actually did what he wanted to do.
But don't get me wrong. I love the ideas and everything that Trump put forth. He was a little too lewd, okay, for a
Yeah,
president. I love the fact that he spoke his mind and he carried his fucking balls in a wheelbarrow, dude. I love that. But there's a certain way about doing things, okay? A certain honorable way, a certain respective way about doing things. He didn't care about that, okay? He was the leader of a country and all eyes were on him, okay? He was too lewd. He was too disrespectful, but he did get shit done.
I agree.
That's the only aspect about him that I really enjoyed, that I really
I think
respect.
he, I think his glory days of being, quote unquote, an actor, you know, with the, you're fired and all
Yeah,
that stuff.
yeah.
I think that
I think he
that
carried it over.
carried a little too much into what he was doing as president. He did do some ridiculous, crazy stunts. But
Yeah, he
to say that he was grabbing a freaking steering wheel of a limo that's like super long and he has to, that's
yeah.
just unrealistic.
Of course. And don't get me wrong, that again goes back to being human. Of course, you're gonna joke. You're gonna be human. You're gonna be lighthearted. But when you're in the face of a country, unfortunately, you have put yourself in that position and you no longer have a private life. Everything that you do, every movement that you make, every thought that you have, every word that you say, everybody within the American people is hanging on that. And if you say something that just offends somebody's delicate sensibilities, they're going to focus in on that. And if they have enough people to follow them, they're going to kill you.
Oh
Not
yeah.
not literally, but they're going to kill you with their thoughts, with their focus, their beliefs. Unfortunately, yes, he's human, but he also put himself within the public eye, and he has to act accordingly.
Exactly. 100%. Agree, agree, agree. And it's my thing is, everybody can say they're going to do better. You just got to actually give them the chance to do it. If they can't do it still, then, well, then good thing that they're only president for 8 years total.
That's what I'm saying. We have term limits on our presidents. Why the hell don't we have that in the House, in the
Yeah.
Senate?
Oh no, we
You
can go we can
know,
go until we're actually disintegrating in our chairs.
that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, set term limits for the other representatives as well.
Give other
They're
people a chance,
doing a good
yes.
job. They're obviously not good and doing a good job. They're damn sure not working for the fucking people. Let us put people in there that are going to work for us, which is exactly what their job entails and is what it's supposed to be. When they are signed into office, they are under oath by saying that they are here for the people.
And
They
just like
forget and they look at their own agenda, and their own agenda literally is becoming rich. Okay, now you look at the annual salary that Pelosi is making. Okay, base that, actually add that up to the time that she's been in office. that does not add up to what she is worth now financially.
No, absolutely. I don't know. This rabbit hole can go on for ages.
Believe me, of course it can, and believe me, I'm one of the first ones. If you get me going in that direction, I'll never shut the fuck up. So I need to start winding it down, man. Otherwise, again, I've got to be at work in the morning.
So,
So
how about that porn sex tape? No, I'm joking.
you know what the hell you're talking.
We're not gonna go into that either. That'll go on for ages. So, you want to subscribe to my OnlyFans?
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude. Seriously.
So I've been making this joke recently because right now I'm broke as shit. So I was in the chat with Shish and them earlier. And I was listening. You know what?
Parts and monitors, dude.
I mean that's credit cards, not actual my money. No,
It is your money.
I know. For that. But I was sitting there I made a remark. I said, "Man, I'm so broke right now," and there's this new game out. It's kind of a it's a roguelite. So in other words, you have a life kind of thing. You get killed and you start over kind of thing. You slowly progress. Yeah. But it's called Cult of the Lamb. And it looks good. It looks funny. So it's about a lamb that gets sacrificed, killed, and the great chained one or the one that was waiting gives him a second life. Well, in exchange, he has to start a cult. The lamb.
It's satanic, dude.
It's 100% satanic. I will admit that, but it looks funny and fun as shit because it's like, oh, you're indoctrinating a bunch of people and you can run around and you can do all this stuff, kind of like Farming Simulator, dude. But it's a random kind of small indie game, and I find it hilarious. And I'm like, I kind of want to play this. Anybody want to be my sugar daddy and buy me this game? And somebody's sitting there saying, just start an OnlyFans. I'm like,
Listen to what you're saying about that game. You remember what I was saying a while ago about social media being controlling and controlling people? Here you are saying this about a game that you want to try. You know that it is of a satanic basis, yet you still want to try it. You're not bothered by it.
Well, think about it. Here's my logic behind it, and I understand what you're saying. I'm probably never actually going to buy it, but what I was going to do was just make a big cult and just kill them all and be done.
I'm not saying down. What I'm saying, it affects us all. I'm sure that there are things that I've looked at that I've wanted to try that I know I shouldn't, but conformity. It's the conformity of a social entity that has been beaten into us that even though we know that it's wrong,
you still want to do it. Yeah.
But we're social media. Hey, you know what? It's okay to try this when we know in our hearts that it's not. Yet again, it comes back to it's on the internet, so it must be true.
Yeah, I mean,
it's part of that.
Another mentality I look at. So, my thing is going into it thinking it's perfectly fine is worse than knowing it's wrong and going into it still. Because honestly, when you look at it, sitting there saying, "Oh, it's fine," because everybody else is doing it,
right?
That's one thing. I know it's wrong. I know it's against my beliefs and religion and stuff like that. I just find it, ironic. At the same time, it's an indie developer who spent time taking a lot of thought into this, and you're just like, this guy put his time and energy and money into doing something just kind of cheeky. And it's like, I kind of want to support him, but, I know it's wrong because this game's relative story.
Well, I mean, I'm not going that way with it. I don't mean for you to take it that way. I'm not saying that it's wrong or right. What I'm getting at is the conformity and the mind control that they have on people. It has shifted so bad that people think that it's okay to do wrong. Okay, and when you start with that plants a seed in not just your head, but in the young people, the younger generation. And once that seed grows, man, everybody starts thinking that doing these wrong things becomes normality. The only thing that I'm saying is, and what I'm trying to get across is, yes, we know it's wrong. Okay, we still do it, but you need to draw the line somewhere.
Exactly.
Okay. You need to know that even though it's wrong to play these games, it's okay to, but do not take that idea from the game world and put it into the real world.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, people want to blame shootings on video games, like all
That's
that
what I'm
stuff.
getting. That's what I'm getting at, dude. Everybody, it comes down to what your games are a leisure time to break away from reality. Okay. It is like going out and smoking a cigarette to some. It's like going out and having a beer for others, or going out and having a drink to relax. Okay. This is the way that we relax. Gamers relax. But where you start doing wrong is when you start taking the game world and implanting it into the real world. Okay.
Exactly.
You
Yeah.
should be smart enough to draw that line and know the difference. It's kind of like what I tell my guys at work. Okay. Yes, I know you have problems going on at home. I know you have problems going on at work. Distinguish between the two. Keep your home problems at home. Keep your work problems at home. Never take work home. Never take home to work. If you take home to work, you're not concentrating on your job and you can get killed out here. If you take your work shit to home, you're going to get into it with your wife all the time and she's going to leave your ass, or you two are going to have constant problems, and there's never going to be any harmony within the home. You
Absolutely
have
true.
to distinguish.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you have to distinguish the difference, and that's what's happening. Okay, they're using social media, they're using the news and everything to make everybody numb to this shit. That's why you have all this shit going on. Okay, nobody knows the difference between right and wrong anymore. Nobody knows the difference between fantasy and reality. The lines are so blurred. It's it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Nobody has any self sense of reality anymore. And if we don't get our shit together soon, I hate to imagine what it's going to be like, to tell you the truth.
Speaking of, getting our shit together. So, my mom's been watching this 4-part series of the Noah's Ark and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And they start talking about, the religions and stuff like that. And the Catholic religion actually was the first religion that cut out Christ completely. They were the ones who said, we want to take away the power of, the Christ, and put it in man. So instead of, going and just kneeling and praying and, asking for forgiveness from Jesus, God, the one who sacrificed his life on the cross, you're asking a priest to do it for you.
I can see I can see your point. I can see your point.
And it's to the point where it's like you're and also the Catholic has the largest the largest amount of idols. They idolize Mary. They idolize the crucifix. They idolize the Pope.
More is more like an image of what happened to God. See, of course, I'm non-denominational now.
Same. I mean, same. Yeah.
And I was brought up in the Catholic religion. Now, I do not agree with a lot of what they have put in place. Certain things that they make you do, certain beliefs. Of course, that's why I'm non-denominational, because I don't believe in that. I believe that if you believe in God and you want to talk to God, you should be able to do it on your own terms.
Right.
You don't have to go to church. You don't have to listen to a priest. I mean, if you want to do that, you can. That's your way of taking God into your heart. Okay, I have my own way. Not that I don't want to go to church. I literally don't have the time to.
That's another thing. Like the whole non-denomination. So the thing about non-denominational is you take the word of God, and that is your guidepost. Versus,
Mm-hmm.
the Baptists, which have their set rules. Then you got the Catholic and their set rules, and and they don't teach you this because it's not what they want you to know about. And everybody has their little chop 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 chop. Then you get
Right.
to non-denomination, which is we don't sit there and believe any one group. We listen to what the Word of God says versus what people say about God.
Exactly.
you know.
Basically, what it comes down to is the reason I am non-denominational is because I am a firm believer that we are all children of God. Okay, not what one book says compared to the other. As far as being religious based, I don't believe in that. Okay, that's not what God wanted. God wanted us all to be children of God and follow Him, not
Yep.
follow what is being said based on somebody else's beliefs. God wants you to take your own destiny in your own faith in your own hands and follow Him accordingly. Okay, it's not based on what somebody else says. It's based on what you believe. If you believe in God, which is exactly what He wants you to do, and you spread His word the way that you believe it, it can't be wrong because God gave you that ability to do so. If He didn't want you to do so, He wouldn't have given you that ability. You know, this Catholic, Baptist, all this stuff, what you're really doing is you're choosing sides. And that's
Exactly.
not
It
once.
again. We're back to the whole,
It all goes back to
united we stand, divided we fall kind of thing.
that again, it all comes back to that conformative mind aspect. Okay. You conform to one side or the other. That's what you believed, or that's what you believe that you should do because that's what's kind of beaten into you, instilled in you. If you set yourself outside the norm and become this person that says, I believe in God. I talk to God on my own terms. I pray to God on my own terms. I don't have to be in the house of God to talk to God.
No, absolutely not.
People people
You
will
know,
tell you that you have to be in the house of God. And there's nothing wrong with going to worship. Don't get me wrong.
so here's my thought process on a church. A lot of churches have this set where they're like, okay, oh well, you're a Christian, so you should go to church. It's not a gathering or a social group. You are supposed to go out into the world and teach others, not have others come to you. You know, and that's what they're doing. Is a church is a is the house of God. Okay,
Exactly.
not you are the vessel of the Lord. You're supposed to carry Him with you. Where you go is the church.
Oh, my belief, and this is just my opinion purely, I'm sure other people are going to see it the other different way. My belief in a church, it's where people of the same and like mind that believe in the same way in God come together to gather ideas from other people to carry the word of God out to the others and out into the world. Okay, that is what church is for, gathering of people of like mind that worship God, that come together to, hey, you know what, I've got this idea that somebody else might not have thought about. And together they they carry forth the word of God. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's what that's for, is for people of like mind to come together. But when you start segregating, that is when it becomes a negative entity. A Baptist is better than Catholic. Catholic's better than Protestant.
Right.
That's not what church is for. It is for people to come together to worship God and carry forth the word of God. That is what it's for. People using this against others, saying that you're better than another religion, that is not right. It,
all
it,
all
it
Christianity came from one source and one source alone.
we're all children of God, and that's what everybody needs to remember. It even comes down to the political aspect of things. Again, we're
Even the
American. We're
even
all
the even the
nobody
pagans,
leaders.
even the pagans are absolutely children of God. Does God love what they're doing? No, He does not love what they're doing.
Exactly. I get it, man. I get it. You know, there's going to be people of all different types and beliefs, but then again, God gave you the ability of your own mind, you know, and to follow your own path. It may not be the right one, but He did give you that ability. If He didn't want you to do that, He wouldn't have given you that ability, you know?
Yeah. He could have made us as
Ultimately,
one image and one thought and one set, but he gave us choice.
exactly, exactly. And He gave us the ability to love without it being affected by Him. You know, He will put you forth on a path. He will help you, you know, and again on this paganistic thing that you're talking about, even though they're pagan or atheist, if you will, even I'm not comparing pagan to atheist being pagan, anything of that nature. I understand that there are pagans that believe in God, they just believe in other gods. You know, of course, that's according to the Bible, you're not supposed to. But what I'm trying to say is, even though you're atheist, you're pagan, paganistic, whatever, there is something, actually a lot, that you can not deny and you have to thank God for.
Oh yeah,
He is the
every
creator. He is the creator.
everybody everybody searches for an answer.
Exactly. Exactly. And a lot of times, you know, God's putting a sign right there before you. He can hit you with the fucking sign and you still won't see it.
A lot of people just sit there and ignore it. They'll run right past it. They'll even
Exactly.
step on the dang freaking tack that tacks it down to the ground, scream,
Exactly.
ouch, my foot, and then turn
Mhm.
around and sit there and look and go, oh, there's a sign, and then just don't even bother reading it.
Exactly. But again, you know, if people would just come back to religion and just be that togetherness, you know, I'm not saying let the church run everything, because believe me, don't get me going about the Vatican and the way that
Oh,
they're steered.
Jesus, yeah. No.
Uh, but again, that's a powerful entity that everybody looks towards and looks up to. You know, even though it's not of our country, people revere the Pope. Okay, the Pope is not God.
No.
He is the vessel of God. You know, just like we all are. It doesn't make him better than us. It doesn't make him above God. We are all vessels of God, and we can all spread that word.
The Pope is
Okay,
the same as the president. Okay, he's just a
pretty much.
figurehead. That's it.
Pretty much, he's just the head of the Vatican. That's all it is. You know, well, a head, not the head, but a head. Um, but anyway, man, like I said, you could get me going on and on and on about things, but we've gone off on so many different freaking roads already that we're
I
probably getting
know.
that are
We're
listening confused
you
and
know
shit. But
we're
this is
sitting
just
at
this is just a small sliver of my mind, guys. And believe me, I'm that way. I work that way. I go off in different directions, but
oh yeah, I am too. That's why having a second person to talk to kind of keeps you more straight than it does.
it, it keeps you grounded. But eventually, you know, everything is
It loops
based
back
on
around.
point. Everything comes back to everything that I've said comes back to the fact that we as a people need to come together and stop being of this differential mind, thinking that people are different. We're all children of God. We're all Americans. We all bleed the same when we're cut. Nobody's better than the other. And the one thing that you need to take into mind is that when we all die, we all go in the ground the same way.
I would say something, but I'm not gonna.
Well, that's what we're here for, dude.
No, I was just gonna say, nah, man, you can go in the ground. I'm just gonna be put back in the douche and recycled.
Oh, Jesus Christ. You would do like that, man. Good God, dude.
Oh
Well,
Jesus.
keep it light. at least, at least you're keeping it, you know, not so serious. That's a good thing. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't matter if you're rich. It doesn't matter if you're poor. It doesn't matter if you're a king or a pauper. Eventually, when you die, we're all the same. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Well, let's go ahead and wind this down. I am like starting to drool.
You're starting to what?
I'm starting to drool.
Well, damn.
Um,
I didn't know I was that sexy to you, but thank you.
Man, I miss your voice. Oh man. Oh. Let me just get a little
Yeah. Jackass.
Oh man. Well, it was good talking to you, man. It's been a hot freaking minute, man.
Yeah, it's been a good while. My job definitely demands a lot of my time, but
So how's
yeah.
that new sleeping on that freaking new travel trailer?
Oh Jesus, dude! They finally got rid of the damn thing, but I
And
was worried. That,
they were like, man, we're moving your ass in for sure.
well, to tell you the truth, man, I mean, as much as I go and go and go, I mean, they need to get me a damn travel trailer that we can pull over on the side and sleep for a little bit.
Right. Absolutely.
Morning, I was up at 4:45 out in the field, uh, over in Orla. God, man, I think with the time change, Texas time, there I was there at 6:30 on the rig. So yeah, dude, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. But yeah, we need to wind this down, dude. I need to get my ass in bed because it's another early day tomorrow.
All right, man. You have a good night, and I just wanted to say, man, I'm glad you're still with us.
Yeah, I am. Believe me, I'm not a figment of Sarge's imagination. I am real, guys. So
Yeah, especially since I lost like 2 freaking episodes because of Twitch being stupid. So the intro got erased, and everybody's probably going, "Who's this beer guy? He keeps
yeah.
talking about this guy. Is he talking about his imaginary pet?"
Nope, I'm real. I'm real. So, all right, man. We'll close it out, and you have a good night and stay safe, bud.
All right, bud. You have a good night. I'll talk to you another day.
All right, later, man.
All right, man.
Bye.
Peace out. All right, everybody. Y'all have a great night, and it was good having Fear back. Doubt it'll be on again, but y'all have a good night. And if y'all need anything, feel free to hit me up in the Discord. It is linked here somewhere. Um, and check me out on Twitter, the Podcast Thinker. It's all listed up on the screen. Uh, Fear's in there, so if y'all like to hear his sexy voice, y'all can talk to him at any time, whenever he's available. Alright, y'all have a good night. Peace out.